never too late to become what you've always wanted to be. Go for it, right? And I'm glad you're going for your yoga. Make it happen. I am glad that you are here today. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. That's my favorite part. You're doing it from home. You're not commuting to a gym. You don't have to be subjected to all the other people around you. You are focusing inward on you because you are your own best teacher. You make this yoga work for you. It's a 1 hour long practice today. It's our Fun Friday practice. So it's yoga, but it's also some barre and some Pilates and some weights thrown in just to shake it up, because you got to shake it up and make it fun. Every day our practices are different. We practice live, start to finish, so it's like being in a real class. All of the things that go wrong, that can go wrong, so what? You just let it go and you just carry on, right? That's the way it is with life. Whether you stay for the whole hour or just 10 minutes, it's always good. Just choose what's right for you. Free yourself from feeling, oh my gosh, if I don't do it all, I failed. Don't do that. Don't do that. Listen to your body. Listen. That's the word of the day. There it is. Listen. Listen. Just listen. Pay attention closely. You know, you can hear, but do you really listen? Listen to your body. If something hurts, back out of it. Don't do it. Take it to a lesser percentage. Don't do it. Modify it. Modify it. Modify it. And also, as you listen, realize your mind is listening too. So tell yourself good things about yourself. That's why we have those little mantras where we say, I am strong, or I am healthy, or I am doing it, I am capable. All of those little positive thoughts. Put them in your head. Be positive about you, and let's get started. All right, so here's the deal. Props. We use a lot of props today. The usual ones we have, my favorite, the eye shade and the little hand towel. Hand towel can slip under your knees. If your knees hurt, do that. Okay, here we are, back to here. Okay, 2 yoga blocks. We use those a lot too. Have those handy. Little bender ball or a squishy little ball. This really kicks up your practice a notch. If you don't have it, no big deal. We'll still practice and still get a lot out of it. This creates an unstable surface. So if you have one, don't blow it up all the way. Make it squishy so it creates an unstable surface. Yoga strap, lots of ways to use it to help modify your practice. I'm not going to use it today, but I'll tell you when you have an opportunity to use it. 2 hand weights. If you don't have those, grab 2 water bottles, something like that. Something to drink, and let's start. All right, so come on up to a standing position. All right. As you have your props and you come on up to standing, lock a stress number into your mind. You know, yesterday I didn't tell you that, and it really bothered me all day long. Lock a stress number in. On a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10, 1 to 100, just give it a number. What's going on in your body? Take a little inventory. What's going on? Grab the ball. What's going on in your body? Give it a number, and we'll come back to it at the end. That's our best way to quantifiably measure how your practice is doing for you today. I hope I don't knock those flowers over. All right, so take the ball if you got it. Put it up between your thighs. Give it a good squeeze. You know, it's always fine to have a chair or your countertop nearby for balance. All right, let's get the blood flowing. That's what this little warm-up sequence is about. So hands on your hips, elbows back, chest is lifted. Stretch and open up through your chest. Take a pose of confidence. So your feet are a little bit wider than hip width distance. Take a big breath in through your nose. And a big sighing breath out through your mouth. Let it go. All right, start to come up onto the balls of your feet. Lift and lower. Maybe you got the chair nearby. It's fine to have that countertop there. No big deal. Don't think, oh, I'm not doing it right. What is right? Right is when it feels right in your body, when it feels good. And what we're going for here is just a stretch and wake up of your foundation. So if you're holding onto the counter, it's really no different. Still getting that good stretch in your feet. If you want to challenge your balance a little bit, that's a little different. Take your hand off of your chair and lift and lower. Wake up your calves, wake up your ankles, maybe come a little higher onto the balls of your feet. Maybe come down onto your heels and lift your toes. You know what works? You are your own best teacher. Where does this stretch in the calves and the toes and the feet feel good? Maybe you'd like to stay lifted a little bit on the balls of the feet. Hold it here, squeeze the ball, tight, strong foundation. Plant your feet down, lift your arms high up to the sky. Interlace your fingers, send your palms up to the sky. A little bend in your elbows might feel right, and then start to sway from side to side for your palm tree pose. Great way to wake up your spine by moving it side to side. Breathe. And you know what? If you don't like the arms up, maybe send one arm to the side of the room, let the other arm come down the outside of your thigh. Stretch. Breathe. Kind of like when we pick apples in that pose. Crossing the midline of your body. Oh, getting this lateral flexion of your spine. Finish up. Come back to the midline of your body. Place your hands at your low back. With your hands at your low back, push your belly forward, look up to the sky. Just breathe. No stress, no worry. You don't have to go terribly far back. You're just taking a little back bend. Exhale, fold forward. As you fold forward, let your arms hang toward the earth. Maybe they get even closer to the earth. Put a little bend in your knees. Look back to your knees or look to that ball or look up toward your belly button. Let your spine decompress. Shake your neck. Shake your neck. Let your neck be loose. You want your neck to be really fluid and mobile. Turn it, twist it, move it. Let it hang heavy. Big breath in. Big sighing breath out. Let the decompression of your spine feel good. Now, with control, roll your spine up one vertebra at a time, keeping your chin tucked to your chest until you get up to standing. And then release your chin from your chest. Big arm circles. Maybe you still got that ball and you're squeezing it. If you don't have the ball, it's no big deal. You're just activating a little bit in the thighs. Tee out your arms. Start to draw little circles with your fingers to the sides of your room. Little circles. Maybe a bend in the elbows feels better. I don't know. What feels good? Just do what feels good. All right, maybe make the circles a little bit bigger. And as you make these circles, let's do a little bit more. Put a bend in your knees when your fingers come down. Straighten your legs when your fingers go up. Take those arm circles as big as feels right for you. Take your arm circles in the other direction. And what about your knees? Can you bend them a little bit more? Circle your arms. Get some fluidity, some movement going in the shoulders. Use it or lose it, baby, right? All right, let's come on back up to standing. Arms down by your sides. Big coat swing. Start to let the arms hang loose as you twist in the waist, looking over one shoulder, then the other. Let it go. Let it go, let it go. Have fun with this one. Arms are heavy. Really think of the arms as like jello. Just, you're not holding on. You're letting them go. You're tapping your backside. You're tapping your hip. You're taking that twist good and deep, looking over one shoulder, then the other. Controlled twist. Such an important pose. All right, finish up. Come back into the midline of your body. Remove the ball, just put it aside. All right, hula hoop hips. I was doing a hula hoop at the beginning. Hula hoops are really fun. Place your hands on your hips and start to circle your hips in one direction. Try to get fluid here. You got lots of space in your hips. Just move them. And this is kind of funny. All right, so my son is getting married. I think I told you that, next month. All right, so one of the things we're doing, my husband and I are working on some dance moves, and the Macarena is one of them. Turn your hips in the other direction. Got to do a big hip circle. Oh, it'll be a sight, that's for sure. How to embarrass your children. Dance. All right, so Macarena hips. Circle them out. Get a hula hoop. They're a lot of fun. All right, so finish up encircling your hips. Extend your arms high to the sky. Extended mountain. Put a smile on your face. Don't you feel better already? Exhale, hands through purse center. Tell yourself something good, something positive. Your mind is listening. How about I am strong for today? Hinge forward, fingers toward the earth. Toe heel your feet, hip width distance apart. Bend your elbows. Hands to opposite elbows. Ragdoll pose. Put a bend in your knees. I think that feels even better. Crown of the head toward the earth, chin tucked to your chest. Start to do little figure eights with your elbows. So like a number 8. Lying on its side. One elbow draws part of the number 8. Other elbow draws the bottom. Little circles. Ragdoll pose, great for decompressing your low back. All right, that's your warm-up. Bring your hands back to the midline of your body. Give your toes a wiggle, or plant your hands and then give your toes a wiggle, whatever feels stable. Bend your knees, come on down to your child's pose. All right, just for a second, take a breath. And how do you feel? Don't you feel better? You just feel better when you move. All right, child's pose. You know this one. We do this often. We do this just about in every practice. Knees together, big toes touch, hips back to your heels. You can use a block if you like. Bring the block under your forehead or your chest, whatever feels good. Think of your spine being nice and long.
Arms can be down by your sides with your palms face up. No shoulder earrings here. Let your shoulders come far away from your ears. Breathe in, breathe out. Sigh it out, let it go. An option, you could take the block away, bring your forehead down to your mat, or use a half-size block. Another option is called a wide-legged child's pose. Knees spread wide, big toes are still touching, hips back towards your heels, with a block under your forehead or no block at all. Come on down. Reach your fingers long to the top of the mat this time. You're getting back into the shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out. Close your lips if you like. Breathe in and out of your nose. This is called Ujjayi Pranayama breath. It's the most efficient way to breathe. It's the way our bodies are really designed to optimally perform. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Let it go. Breathe any way you like, but try to keep your breaths long and deep. Big breath in. Feel your lungs, your ribs expand out your back. Big exhale, hips toward your heels. Breathe. Come back to this pose anytime you like. Oh, so many good things are happening here. You can feel them right now in your legs, in your ankles, in your knees, in your shoulders. Come back anytime you want, but I'm going to press on out of it now, and I'm going to come to a neutral tabletop. I'm going to take my fingers, send my fingers back toward my knees so my forearms are shining forward. I'm going to do this forearm stretch. Just move. Move your hips, left, right, back a little more, forward a little bit more. What are you after here? Doesn't matter how it looks. Yours may look different than mine. What you're after here is a nice stretch in your forearm, the front of your arm. Oh, how often do we stretch that out? Not very often. So let this feel good. Stretch it out. We're all on our computers way too much. And our arms, we're not stretching them. Maybe you come back a little farther so you're more on your fingertips and let your palms come up. What feels good here? Let's either continue if you want, or let's finish up. I'm going to bring my fingers back to a natural position toward the front of the mat. Wiggle them, kind of shake them out, let it be. Time for cat-cow. All right, this is another great pose for your spine. Neutral tabletop, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Push your hands into your mat. Push the tops of your feet into your mat. Feel strong here. Use the earth. The earth is practicing with you. Lengthen through the crown of your head and your tailbone. Exhale the air out of your lungs. Tuck your chin to your chest and tuck your tailbone under. Arch your back up high to the sky. Push hard into your feet and into your hands. That's your cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Tailbone and crown of your head lift. Do a couple of these. Breathe through it. Exhale, cat, so you can hollow out your belly and arch your back even higher. Inhale, cow. Belly sags down and crown of your head and tailbone lift. Couple more. In fact, you can keep doing this. Keep at it. It feels wonderful. Maybe close your eyes and just feel how good it feels, especially in the low back and the shoulders. It's all good. All right, you can keep doing your cat-cow, or if you want, you can do a cat pulling its tail. I'll do that next. I'm going to lift my right knee up. I'm going to draw my right heel toward my bottom. But I'm going to push hard into the earth. Then I'm going to take my left hand, I'm going to reach around and grab my foot. If you can't quite reach it, no big deal. Just point your fingers toward it. I'm going to kick now into my hand. Ooh, I feel it in my left collarbone. Then I'm going to look to the left corner of my mat and look over to the left side of my room. Look up over my left shoulder and keep kicking. Finish. That's your cat pulling its tail. Hand down, knee down, readjust. Get comfortable in your neutral tabletop. Lift your left knee up, knee to about hip height. Heel towards your bottom, push into the earth. Maybe reach your right hand around and capture your left foot. That one's a little harder for me. And then open up your collarbone. Look to the right side of your mat. Kick into your hand, look over your right shoulder. Hold it here. Don't hold your breath though. Feel what you feel. And then finish. Come on down. Knee down, hand down. Even it out with a nice cat-cow. Tuck your chin to your chest, tailbone under. Inhale, cow, lift. All right, let's do a bird dog pose. Okay, here's your first opportunity to use this ball. If you don't have the ball, no big deal. You can still do it without the ball. I'm going to place the ball under my right knee. I'm going to create what the ball is intended for, an unstable surface. I'm going to draw my right toes toward my shin to act as a little kickstand. Right knee is planted, left knee lifts, left leg extends, hold it here. Add in the right arm if you like. Reach, stretch through this. So you're stretching through your heel, you're reaching through your fingers, spine is long. And as you exhale, maybe you tuck your elbow to your knee and then stretch again. Maybe you tuck the elbow to the knee and you reach again. Really don't forget to reach. Maybe you take your right hand under your left knee, draw your nose towards your knee, and then reach. Hand comes down, knee comes down. You got another opportunity to excel. Place the ball underneath the left knee. This is a challenge, it really is. Tuck your toes towards your shins. Find your balance here, the unstable surface. Oh my goodness. Push into your hands. Let the right leg lift. Let the right leg extend. Push into your hands. Hold it right here. Maybe add in the left arm. Reach it long and strong. Hold it right here. Nothing wrong with staying right here. Elbow to knee if you like. And then stretch it out. Maybe nose toward knee. And then stretch it out. Do what feels right. Do what feels like a challenge. It's all a challenge, isn't it? All right, knees come down. Remove the ball. You've got it. Find a block. Toes pose. Come to seated on your heels. Draw your toes towards your shins. You can use a block or two blocks. You can put a block underneath your bottom. Maybe that feels good, and that's where you want to stay. You can have the blocks by your sides as you sit back on your heels. Hands to prayer center. Repeat your mantra. I am strong. I am capable. I am able. Nobody knows what your mantra is. It's in your head. But tell your brain that. Tell your brain. A whole lot better to think I can than I can't. All right, big stretch in your feet. Big, big stretch in your toes. If it hurts, come out of it. So suppose that a lot of people can't do it. Just isn't right because the feet are so tight. But let's work toward loosening the feet, to making them more flexible, more mobile, more adaptable to the environment. Breathe. You know, whether you walk on sidewalks or cobblestones or in the mountains, whatever, or in the sand, let your feet kind of adapt to different textures. All right, and by having them flexible and mobile, they can do that. All right, let's do an ankle pose now. Tuck your toes towards your, release your toes. Place the tops of your feet on the mat. Press into your blocks. Lean on back, knees are together. Lean on back, stretch out your ankles. How are you doing here? All right, so we're gonna flow through this. So you're gonna do it to your rhythm. Maybe you got your eyes closed. Maybe you have no blocks and you have your hands at prayer center. Or maybe you've got no blocks and you got your hands behind you as a little kickstand and you're bending your elbows so you get some more leverage here. Coming back into the ankles more. Coming back into the ankles, letting it feel good. All right, flow through it a couple of times. Toes pose your way, because that's the best way. Breathe. Toes pose. Hold it. Go to your ankle pose when you're ready. Just don't neglect one or the other. Knees come up. Then come higher if your eyes are open. You have more confidence. At least that's the case with me. Breathe. And then one more time. Toes pose. Maybe you can sit on back even farther, knowing you're not going to stay here terribly long. It's up to you. You make the call. And then ankle pose. Onto the tops of the feet, your way. It's all good. All right, neutral tabletop. You know that one. Shoulders over wrists, knees under hips. Lift the feet up. Circle your ankles this way and that. Spread your toes, squeeze them and scrunch them. Tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. All right, now let's get into the hips. So foundation is good and strong. Let's get into the hips. Now you don't have to use the ball. You can use nothing at all. I'm gonna place the ball behind my right knee. I'm gonna do fire hydrant pose. All right, so feel like a dog, right? Start to lift the leg to the side of the room. Lifting the leg to the side of the room. Outside of the right knee goes up to the sky, and so does the right ankle. Try to keep your hips equidistant. Don't try to pop it open. Keep your hips equidistant to the mat. Keep the weight equally distributed in your hands. Fingers spread wide. Lift and lower. You've got this. Nice. Maybe bring your knee up more towards your armpit and maybe bring your ankle higher than your knee. Hip mobility, real important. You know that. Let's finish here. Hover the right knee next to the left. Let's take this fire hydrant pose into a donkey kick. Bend your knee, lift the leg up toward the back of the room. Knee to about hip height. Start to pulse the heel in, toward your bottom. Little teeny kicks. Breathe, breathe. Pulsing, that's something we do in a bar practice quite a bit. Little teeny pulses, oh my goodness. Breathe. Are your glutes on fire yet? Oh yeah, oh yeah. All right, heel toward your bottom. Now pulse your foot up toward the sky. Breathe. Lengthen through your spine. Push into the earth. Lift the foot. Couple inches up, couple inches down, up toward the sky. Finish by letting the right knee hover next to the left. Plant the right knee on your mat. Now we've got another opportunity to have some fun. Ball behind the left knee now, or no ball at all. Start to lift the leg to the side of the room. Your gaze is down, kind of between your thumbs. You're lifting your leg up, up, up. Maybe knee closer to the armpit. Maybe ankle a little higher than the knee. Big dog or little dog, it's all good. Don't sweat it. Breathe. When you're ready, this is your fire hydrant pose. We'll take it now to a donkey kick. Let the knee take a little bit of a rest as it hovers in the air next to the right knee. Then you lift it up toward the back of the room. Little teeny kicks in towards your bottom. Left hip, dial it down a little bit more so your hips are equidistant to your mat. Breathe. So you're working on strengthening the low back as well. Your glutes, your quads. Great, great posture. Hug the heel in good and tight towards your bottom. Now pulse the foot up toward the sky. Breathe, breathe, breathe. As you're ready, let's finish here with these pulses up to the sky. Maybe just a few more before we finish. And bring the left knee down to hover next to the right. Push into the earth, hold it here. Plant the left knee next to the right. Take your ball to the top of the mat if you used it. Knees spread wide, hips go back towards your heels. Enjoy this wide-legged child's pose. Oh my gosh, this one's gonna feel really good. Ball underneath your fingers. Stretch, reach, lengthen through your spine, tailbone to the back of your room. Oh, your glutes are appreciating this nice stretch after your fire hydrant and donkey kick pose. Breathe. All right, let's finish. Let's do our 1 minute plank. Okay, we do this a lot. We set a timer. You choose the variation of plank that you like. One variation, if you're just beginning, you could lie on your back, send your hands onto the blocks, send them up toward the sky as if you're inverted 180 degrees. Another option would be to be in your tabletop, move your hands more forward and hinge more forward, putting more weight into your arms and holding it here. You can do a high plank, you can do a dolphin plank onto your forearms. I'm gonna take the ball today and I'm gonna place it between my thighs. I'm gonna press on up into a high plank. Get ready to set up for the variation of plank you like. The timer is just here for you to just, quantifiably measure your progress. I'm gonna press on up, high plank. Let's start the timer now. All right, in your high plank, your feet are hip width distance apart. You can look down and check them out. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Lengthen through your spine. Hold your high plank. Squeeze the ball between your thighs. Guess what? We are 15 seconds in already. Hold it here. You are strong. Your arms are strong. Your mind is strong. Believe that you can and you will. If you want to take a little break, it's your choice. Drop to your knees or send your tailbone high for a downward facing dog. We're over halfway there. 30 seconds. You've done it. Push into your hands. Your arms are strong. Breathe. Hold it. 15 seconds to go. You got it? Got 10 seconds to go. Really, it's less than that. It's 5 now. 3, 2, 1, and done.
Come on down, maybe stretch it out in a wide-legged child's pose. Take your break, maybe you take a drink, and let's be done there. Nice job. All right, ball. Come on down to seated. You don't have to have a ball. You could fully recline on your back. I'm going to use the ball. The ball makes it kind of fun. Buy a ball. I don't think they're very expensive. I think they're under $20. Lean on back, bend your knees, soles of your feet on your mat, reach your arms forward. Now you could open up your knees and bring the soles of your feet to touch and have little teeny pulses off of this ball. Keep your neck and your entire spine in one line. Don't bend your neck with your chin towards your chest. Little lifts, little lowers, no hurry here. Maybe you prefer having the soles of your feet on your mat. Try both ways. See how it feels in your core. What do you think? How do you want it to be? Little lifts, little lowers. You got it going on. Reach your arms long. Maybe come back a little farther, lift a little higher. Come back a little farther, lift a little higher. Breathe. You got it. You can do it. Maybe come back a little farther. Maybe lift a little higher. Whatever variation you like, do it. Remember to keep your head and your shoulders in one straight line as you lift up. Think of the crown of the head going up, up, up to the sky. All right, nice job. Let's finish. Legs go long. Maybe bring the ball down to your ankles or no ball at all. Come to fully recline. Take it slowly all the way down. Come down to your back. With the ball or no ball at all, you can do lots of things with the ball. Maybe squeeze it between your ankles. Maybe lift your ankles up so the backs of your ankles are on the ball to create a little unstable surface. Pilates 100s. All right, arms down by your sides, shoulders away from your ears. No ball at all is totally fine. I'm going to squeeze the ball between my ankles. Take a big breath in, maybe a big sighing breath out as you soften the shoulders and start to pat your hands down toward the ground. Little teeny pulses of the hands. All right, here you go. You can peel the shoulders up. Peel the shoulders up and hold it here. You can add the legs, lift the legs up, pat the ground as often as you like. The idea here is to do it 100 times, but we're not counting. You do it for what is right for you. Breathe. Maybe some of you are counting. I would bet that Liz and Rosemary are counting. And that's fine too. You know, it's like that quantifiable measure. How high can I go in the legs? How high can I go in the shoulders? How many pats can I do? You do what feels like the right kind of challenge for you today without hurting yourself. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And when you're ready, my guess is that is about 100. Come on down, lift your arms high overhead, stretch it out, point your toes, palms touch, breathe. Move the ball aside, let's come on up, roll on up, Pilates roll up. Let your arms work their way up toward the sky. Come on up, shoulders over your hips. You could grab your strap to do boat pose. All right, boat pose, we're gonna rock on our spine a lot today. All right, so maybe you're using the strap and you wanna roll on back and then come on up. You can bend your knees, send your legs overhead and roll on up. Now, you know that if you have osteoporosis, osteopenia, you shouldn't be rolling on your spine. Maybe put your hands behind your knees, roll on your back. Is it fun? Think back to doing somersaults as a kid. How are you doing with it? We're gonna do plow later too. So if you want, so just roll on the spine. Toes overhead. Finish up, come on up to seated. Hold on to the backs of your knees, lean on back and lift your legs forward. Lean on back a little farther, maybe remove your hands, that's a big step. And have your arms reaching towards your feet. Hold it here, you've got it. Let's roll on down. Roll on down. You're now on your back. Bend your knees. Send your right leg up toward the sky. Send your left leg long. Draw your left toes toward your shin and point your right toes up toward the sky. You could be holding onto your foot with a strap here. Draw little circles with your right toes on the ceiling. Maybe arms tee out, and that feels good and solid. Circle, circle, circle. Let the circles get bigger in this right leg. Let the circles go in the opposite direction. However, feels best for you. Big circles, little circles, going from big to small, small to big. And then finish. Send the right leg long. Draw the right toes toward the shin. Calf is plugged into the earth. Left leg lifts. Point the left toes. Maybe your eyes are closed and you're just following the instructions and modifying them to what's best for you. Circles in that left foot. If you like to make the circles bigger, move your hips. Macarena the hips. Circle the toes, the leg in the other direction. Make the circle a little bit smaller. Send the left leg down to meet the right. Once they touch down, send both legs up to the sky. Here you go. Strong core. Lift your legs up to the sky. Ankles are glued together. Toes are pointed. Little teeny circles up on the sky. Think of this as a wonderful little low back massage, right? Kind of very similar. Sort of like when you do Happy Baby. All right, how big is the circle going? Let it be. Circle them in the other direction. Strong core, you got it going on. Nice. Let's finish up, bringing the legs back, up high to the sky. Heels together, send your toes apart. Draw your toes toward the outsides of your ankles. Hold it here. Little bend in the knees and send the heels up to the sky. Breathe. Little like frog pulses, right? Heels glued together. You got it. And when you're ready, let's finish and get ready to go into a lunge. Bring your feet on down to your mat. Push into your feet. Lift your legs up for a brief bridge pose. Push hard into your feet. Lift your hips even higher. Bring your arms down by your sides and let it be. Roll your spine down slowly, one vertebra at a time. Arms up to the sky, legs long. Pilates roll up. Peel the shoulders up and lift. Arms reach forward, spine is long, crown of the head over the hips. Nice, only one. All right, flip around. Find your 2 blocks. Come into a lunge. Right foot forward, knee over ankle. Left leg long. Put the towel under the left knee if that feels better. Hold it here. Hands on the blocks if you like, or shoulders more over your hips. Breathe here. Interlace your fingers. Place them on your right thigh. Send the right knee forward of the ankle. Hold it here. Maybe you would prefer to lift your arms up to the sky and take a baby back bend. Hands to prayer center, shoulders over hips. Breathe. Hands onto the blocks. Tuck your back left toes under. Straighten your right leg. Come on up to standing. Send your left leg high to the sky. Using your blocks or no blocks, you decide. Left leg lifts. Left foot meets right on the mat. Reintroduce your blocks. Bend the right knee. Leg goes back. Come into your lunge here. All right, left knee over left ankle. Hold on here, right leg, send it super duper long onto your mat. Shoulders perhaps over your hips, interlace your fingers, push the left knee forward. Breathe, maybe eyes are closed. Push both feet into the ground. Arms lift up to the sky if you want. Take that baby back bend. Hands to prayer center, tell yourself your mantra. I am strong. Breathe. Hold it here. Hands to your blocks. Tuck the back right toes under. Straighten up into your left leg. Send the right leg up to the sky. Your gaze is to your knee or up towards your belly button. Maybe lower the blocks
or ditch the blocks and find your balance here. Bring the right foot to meet the left. That's the right one. All right, when you're ready, find your weights and then roll your spine up, one vertebra at a time. Come on up to standing. All right, here we go with our weights. Weights to your shoulders. Start to lift and lower them up to the sky. Think extended mountain reach, and then bring them back down to your shoulders. You can do one weight at a time, no weights at all. And you know what? Shake up your weights. Maybe you have a couple of different weights, and you know when to change them. When do you want to increase the resistance? When do you want to decrease the resistance? Let it be. Lift and lower. And when you're ready, let's tee out the arms. Tee out the arms, bend the arms, work the weights to your shoulders. Tee out your arms. Core is strong and tight. Feet are securely planted. Weights are extended and then drawn back to your shoulders. And you know what? You could alternate them. One arm extends, the other arm bends. Maybe you look to one arm, then the other. You do what feels good and is an adequate challenge for you today. All right, strong arms. You got it going on. Let's bring these arms now. Bring the weights to your shoulders. Open up your elbows wide to the sides of the room. Lift your weights up so your forearms are parallel to the walls, palms forward. Little teeny pulses up here, like cactus arms. Breathe. You're solidly planted, you're firm. Little lifts up. Now, finish up with these pulses, still your arms. Now little teeny pulses of the elbows down, down, down. Breathe. Eyes can be closed as you focus inward. Pull the arms down. Let's pull them down a little bit more. Pull the elbows down, lift them back up. Think of your hands like on the back wall. And you don't want them to come away from the wall. You want to keep the elbows nice and open. And breathe. Oh my goodness, how are you liking this one? All right, let's finish here. Send the arms up high to the sky. Think your extended mountain arms, palms in toward each other. Let the weights meet overhead, or maybe ditch one weight. Perhaps interlace your fingers or hold on to those weights real good. Draw your elbows in towards your ears, and then little teeny pulses of the weights here as you work your triceps, those muscles at the backs of your arms. Little pulses up, little pulses down. What feels right? All right, let's finish here. Lift the arms up toward the sky. Work the other way nice and slowly. Bring them on down by your sides. Let the weights pull your arms down so your shoulders are away from your ears. Let's do a drinking bird. All right, so add in some balancing here if you want. Maybe pop on up to the balls of your feet. Hold it here. Maybe sink your shoulders down that back wall. Big bend in the knees, maybe. Bend your elbows, drawing the weights up towards the front of your armpits, and then bring them on down towards your hips. Weights up. You really got to focus here. Focus forward. Elbows are hugged in, weights towards your armpits, weights down. Weights up, weights down. Let's sink a little bit lower, maybe. Bring your weights down by your hips. Now let's pulse the ends of those weights to the back wall. Keep them pulsing back. Focus forward. Open up through your shoulders. Let's open up the shoulders even more. Send the weights pretty far back to the back wall. Then pulse the weights in towards your low back. Breathe. Focus. You really got to focus, don't you? Especially if you're up on those toes. Sink a little bit lower. Your quads are strong. Maybe start to pulse in the legs as well. Little pulses. Thank you, bar practice. Whew. Set those thighs on fire. All right, let's finish. Heels come down, arms are down by your sides. Take a big breath in, and a big sighing breath out. Let it go. All right, a little bit of a brain challenge. Bring the weights to your shoulders. Lift your right weight up and lift your left leg up.
foot down, arm down, opposite arm. Left arm lifts, right leg lifts. So you're essentially marching with an opposite lift in the arms. Brain yoga. It is a challenge. All right, when you're ready, let's finish. Plant your feet, lift your weights up to an extended mountain-like pose. Hold them here. Exhale, bring them down to your shoulders, elbows wide. Lift and lower. Flip your hands so your palms are toward the front of the room now. So the edge of that weight maybe touches your shoulder. Lift and lower. Lift. And think of like lifting a barbell high up overhead. You got it. And when you're ready, let's finish. Weights to your shoulders, weights by your sides. Let your shoulders soften. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let go of your weights. Place them down. Plant your hands on your mat, downward facing dog. Hands on your mat, feet step back, heels slightly lifted. Pedal them out a little bit. Neck is loose. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Wild thing. Right leg crosses the midline of your body. Maybe that's where it stays. Perhaps you let the right foot come down to the earth. Flip on around. Think of like a three-legged tabletop. Lift your right arm up to the sky. Breathe. And finish. Right hand comes down. Both feet are back down. You're back to your down dog. Let's do the wild thing on the other side. Lift your left leg high. Let it cross the midline of your body. Maybe it comes down to the earth. Send your left arm up. Breathe. How are you doing? Let it be fun. Exhale. Hand comes down. Left foot and right foot meet. Pedal it out. Walk your feet to meet your hands or your hands to meet your feet. Roll your spine up, one vertebra at a time. Tree pose, Vrikasana. Hands to prayer center. Bend the right knee. Open up the knee to the side of the room. Place the sole of the foot wherever you like. Maybe you're on the ball of the foot, holding onto a chair. Maybe the foot comes higher. Just don't put the foot on the knee. Press the foot into the leg, leg into the foot. Grow your branches. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Move your arms. Finish. Prayer center, mantra time. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Plant the foot on the ground. Other side, open up the knee. Bring the foot to wherever speaks to you. Push into each other. Breathe. Grow your branches. Focus. You got it. Hands to prayer center, knee to the front. Foot meets foot. You got it. Fold forward. Look back to your knees. Find the ball. Place it between your thighs. No ball at all, that's fine. Bend your knees. Roll your spine up. Chin away from your chest last. Chair pose. Come on up onto your toes here. Squeeze the ball. Maybe you got a chair here for balance. Little teeny pulses up and down. Hands can be prayer center. Hands can be on your hips. What speaks to you today? Just listen. Listen to your body. Pulse nice and low. Hold nice and low. And then pulse the ball in. In, in, in. Strong legs, strong quads, strong glutes. Plant your feet, remove the ball. Let's walk our hands forward. Come into a high plank. Hold it here, push the earth away because you can do it. Send your hips high, down dog. Send your right leg high, half pigeon. Bend your right knee, bring it behind your right wrist. Left leg goes long on your mat. Work your right shin, perhaps a little more parallel to the top of the mat. Press into your fingertips here. Breathe, look forward, breathe. Look forward to good things. Breathe. Let's plant our hands. Tuck your back left toes. Right leg high, shake it out however feels good. Right foot meets left leg lifts. Exhale, left knee, left wrist, right leg long and straight. Left shin a little more parallel to the top of your mat. Press into your hands. Maybe press into your fingertips. Right leg is long. Glutes are engaged, aren't they? Breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, do you have your 2 blocks at the top of your mat? Let's stack them on top of each other. Have them horizontal and stack them on top of each other at their most stable height. All right, let's send our left leg back to meet the right into a 3-legged down dog. Shake it up. Breathe. All right, finish up. Bend your knees, little bear plank. Hover your knees above the earth. Press into your hands. Come on down to your bottom. Once you're on your bottom, come on to your back. Hands together, come all the way back down. All right, remember how we rock and rolled in our boat pose, all right? Blocks are at the top of the mat. Send them pretty far because you're gonna throw your legs up, then you're gonna work your legs back to find these blocks. So the blocks are here just to let you know the ground isn't that far away. So, if you like, let's do a Pilates bicycle. To do that, press into your mat, send your legs on up, hold onto your bottom, grab your hips, start to bicycle like an air bicycle up in the sky. Keep your neck nice and straight. Now, you know if this feels all right for you. You know if it's not quite right. Come out of it if it's not right. All right, so pedal, finish up, send your legs up toward the sky, and then send your toes, the tops of your toes, overhead, like you rocked in that bicycle. Send them overhead, maybe let your toes find the blocks. Hey, the blocks aren't as far as I thought. Maybe remove a block, and you can find the single block. Maybe remove the single block, and you can find the earth. There's your plow pose. Finish up, roll on your spine, come on up to seated. Reach your arms long and roll on back. Recline, sit as if you were in a recliner, hold it here, and lift on up. Come on back, recliner, and lift on up. Come on back, recliner, hold here. Can the recliner be even longer? Maybe it's turning into a lounge chair. A little further back, hold it, fingers are reaching. Come all the way down. Hug your right knee in, circle your right ankle. Send the leg long, hug your left knee in, circle that ankle. Send both legs long, roll onto your right hip. Roll onto your right hip, send your right forearm parallel to the top of your mat, shoulder over elbow. Now, lift out of the left arm up to the sky. Knees can be a little bent or nice and straight. Let the fingers of the left hand lift on up to the sky as you lift your hips up too. Hold it here. Hips can be down if you want. Reach the left arm all the way to the top of the mat. Reach. Keep your hips stacked. Shoulder is back. Chin away from your chest. Come on down. Flip to the other side. All right, so come on to your other hip. Let that forearm be parallel to the earth. Knees can be bent. It's all good. Arm can lift. You can stay right here. You can lift a little bit out of the hips. You could straighten the legs. All these things you could do if you want to do. Reach. Fingers. Think of somebody pulling your fingers up to the sky. Lift out of your hips. Hold it here. Push into your forearm. Maybe let that right arm reach to the top of your mat. You got it. You got it. You got it. Come on down. Come on down. Come onto your belly. Let's do Superman and swimmer. All right, so you're gonna come onto your belly. Arms reach long to the top of your mat. Legs are long. Spread your legs a little bit so they're at the edges of your mat. All right, lift one leg or the other or both. Lift one arm or the other or both. Balance on your pelvis, lift and fly like Superman. Hold it, breathe. Take it to swimmer, start to kick your legs. And then finish. Hands come down, arms come down. Hands under your collarbones, press on up. Seal pose. Breathe. Soften in your glutes. You've got it. Breathe in, breathe out. Press on up. Let's take a little gentle camel. Knees are underneath your hips. Hands come to your hips, to your low back, like you're putting your hands in pockets. Press your shoulders. Open up your shoulders. Press your elbows towards your spine. Lift, breathe. No rush, no hurry. You don't have to go terribly far. Look to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Maybe that's plenty far. Maybe you look overhead. That's fine. Push your hips forward. And then finish. Shoulders over your hips. Have a seat in your thunderbolt pose. Have a seat back on your heels. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Let's come on down to our bellies. Or not our bellies, our bottoms. Hands to prayer center. Lean on back. Oh, wait, before you lean back. Oh, good opportunity to come up. Grab your eye shade and your towel. Bring them up by your side. Lean on back. Recliner. Ratchet it down a little bit. Hold it. Lengthen up through your spine. Soften up through your shoulders. You got it. Maybe lift your heels up and breathe. You're in control here. Maybe lean back a little bit more. Put your heels down if you want. Come all the way down. Bend your knees. Soles of your feet on your mat. Arms down by your sides. Bridge pose. Press your feet into your mat. Lift your hips up. Lift them up. Wiggle your shoulders closer to your spine. Breathe. Interlace your fingers behind your low back. I bet your thumb is right there on the dividing line. Press your pinkies down into the mat. Lift your hips a little higher. Hold it here. You've got it. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Point your toes and pulse your toes up to the sky. Push hard into your left foot. Bring the leg to about a 45-degree angle and hold it. Bring it on down. Right foot meets left. Left leg lifts. Right foot pushes into the earth. Lift that right leg. Maybe pulse it up a little bit. Bring the foot to about a 45-degree angle. The leg to about a 45-degree angle. Hold it. Bring it on down. Both feet are on the mat. Lift your hips good and high. Release your fingers from behind your low back. Lower your spine down one vertebra at a time. Tailbone down last. Left leg goes on. Right knee hugs in. Take a quick little supine twist. Circle your ankles. Left hand captures the right knee. Cross the midline. Tee out your right arm. And look right. Right hip comes down. Hug the knee in again. Circle the ankle again and again. Right leg goes along. Calf plugged in. Left leg drags up. Hug it in. Circle the ankle. Right hand guides left knee across the midline. Roll onto your right hip. Tee out your left arm. Shoulder down. Look left. Hip comes down. Knee goes up. Hold on to your ankle. Hold on to your knee. Circle it out one way then the other. Hug both knees in towards your armpits. Rock a little bit on your spine like happy baby. Breathe. Roll on that spine. Draw little circles with your knees on the ceiling. Take the circle in the other direction as you rock back and forth. When you're ready, bring the ankles together. Send your legs up high to the sky. Little teeny circles with your toes on the ceiling. Little teeny circles in the other direction with your toes on the ceiling. Tee out your arms. Let your legs fall to the right, both of them long. Lift them on up. Let them fall to the left. They don't have to come all the way down. You know what's right for you. Lift, legs together. Let them fall to the right. Lift them together. Let them fall to the other side. Or close to it. Lift them on up to the sky. Slowly lower them all the way down. This is it. We're going into final Shavasana, so don't sweat it. All right, maybe a little bend in your knees feels good. You decide. Slowly, slowly, slower. Lower them on down. Heels touch down. Legs spread a little bit. Eyes are covered with your eye shade or your towel. It is time to rest. And don't leave quite yet. Enjoy your final Shavasana. Cover the eyes. It makes a big difference. And it's especially nice when you have a weighted eye shade. Arms down by your sides. Shoulders. Wiggle them a little bit. Let's do some final Shavasana music and relax and be at peace. Palms face up. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Let your hips relax. Let your pinky toes fall toward the edges of your mat. Eyes closed. And And we'll have just a few moments here to just be with yourself. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Stay here longer if you like. Maybe you take your remote and you push pause and relax here longer in your final Shavasana pose. If it's time for you to wrap up this hour and start to do other things, take a deep breath in, refreshing breath in through your nose, and a big carefree sigh out through your mouth. Let everything go. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle the wrists and the ankles. Oh, your forearms feel good. The ankles have mobility. Inhale, lengthen up. Take a big good morning stretch as if it were the first stretch in the morning before you get out of bed. Even point your toes. We did a lot of toe pointing today. Reach through your fingers. Let your shoulders reach even higher. Exhale, bend your knees and your elbows and come to a feel-good position, a fetal position. Roll onto one side or the other. Use your low arms. Bicep as a pillow for your head. Eyes are closed. Savor this breath. Savor this moment, this time. As you're ready, maybe you'd like to keep your eyes closed. Oh my goodness, we did a lot of roll-ups and a lot of work with the core today. Maybe you can get up without even using your hands. Sit on up to what's comfortable for you. Maybe crisscross the knees, whatever you like. Hands to prayer center. Lengthen up through your spine. Your shoulders are over your hips. You know that even with your eyes closed because you can just feel and sense in your body. You know your body because you listen to your body. Palms together, thumbs pressed slightly into your chest. Have a moment of gratitude for what your body did for you in this practice. Deep breath in. Lengthen up. Be strong. Be bold. And big breath out. Soften up. Relax. Refresh. Recharge. Open your eyes. You did it. Congratulations, you did an hour-long yoga practice with some other fun stuff thrown in, all designed to make you stronger physically and mentally, and it's a challenge. Some of these poses are a real challenge, but you did it. Stick with it. That's the only way you improve, is if you stick with it. All right, so today, what was your stress number when you finished? You started with 1, you gave yourself a number. What is it now? I guarantee it's a lot lower, and that number will stay for a while. Throughout your day. All right, so whatever it is today, focus on good things. Focus on what is true, what is noble, what is right, what is pure, what is lovely, what is admirable. If anything is excellent or praiseworthy, give them the praise and think about those things. All right, have a great day. See you guys tomorrow. Have a great weekend and stay healthy. Love you. Bye. Hey, how are you? Hey, Bonnie. Good, you're back up and moving. Good girl. Come here. Come here.